Have you ever had an employee hand in their resignation and notice their engagement and productivity take a nosedive? Whether you have 3 employees or 3,000, you've probably experienced this pain, stress, and anxiety. In this week's video, I'm going to share proven ways to maintain employee engagement and productivity after an employee has given you their resignation. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I teach you how to use customer experience and employee engagement strategies to build your business. Today, I'm going to share how I prevent employees from checking out after they have handed in their resignation. Let's admit it, we have all done it. We handed in our resignation and coasted during the last couple of weeks with the company. If you're the employee, you threaten your reputation within the organization by doing this. If you're the business owner or leader, you experience resentment towards the team member, and you may be stuck without a plan, which causes added stress for weeks after the employee has left the organization. Whenever I receive a resignation, I deploy a 3-step plan that I have created and shared among my organization to ensure that my employees maintain their engagement after they've given their resignation. Let's use this as a scenario. Let's just pretend that your star employee, one who has worked with your company for 5 years and has 5 direct reports, has given you their 2 weeks notice. Most business owners or leaders often feel a sense of anxiety, pain, and stress, but it doesn't have to be that way if you have a designed plan that you turn to each and every time. The first thing you must do is create a work back plan before the end of their term. This process can also be known as an offboarding plan. An offboarding plan is a roadmap that highlights the key processes that must be completed before your employee's last day. Immediately after receiving the resignation, ask your team member to give you an exhaustive list of their key responsibilities and who will become the new single point accountability or SPA for each task. My recommendation is that you ask for this offboarding plan to be presented to you within 48 hours of receiving their resignation to ensure there's enough time to prepare and create contingency plans. The offboarding plan is vitally important because you need to have peace of mind in knowing that while you're recruiting their replacement, you have their key responsibilities covered. Also ask the employee to outline any threats similar to how one would with the SWOT analysis that the business may encounter. Common threats could be that a project may be delayed or a long-standing customer of theirs may be upset that they're leaving the organization. Immediately identify these threats and create contingency plans for them. After approving the plan, ensure that you regularly check in with the team member. Depending on the amount of notice they have given you, I would suggest checking in every couple days. The second step to ensure your employee doesn't check out is to have an honest conversation with your team member. This conversation should be had after approving their onboarding plan. The message is to communicate the importance of not burning bridges and how to maintain a legacy within an organization. Now be careful with the language you use when you deliver the message. You don't want this message to sound threatening. However, you do want to make sure that your team member clearly recognizes how important their performance in the last 2 weeks are to the legacy of their tenure with the company, and that their performance will be monitored just like any other time. Use examples of past employees who properly resigned and continued to deliver value up until their last day and ones who didn't. In a diplomatic fashion, let the employee know that their recommendation and reference relies on how they exit the organization. Step 3 is to set concrete goals with your team member. Your team member needs to understand how you're going to be measuring their performance during their last 2 weeks. Just like any other goals, make them specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This may be the first time that a team member has resigned from an organization, so be prepared to help them create their SMART goals and always have them sign off on them so that there is a clear understanding of expectation. Some SMART goals can include that they will ensure all login information has been transferred to the appropriate parties 3 days prior to their departure, or they will teach their colleague how to run reporting for specific reports that they are responsible for delivering to you every single week. Those are my 3 tips to maintain employee engagement and productivity after you've received a resignation. If you're thinking, Michelle, what should I do if the employee doesn't follow the plan? Should I offboard them immediately? The answer, assuming that it doesn't violate any employment regulations, is yes. Of course, talk to the team member first and bring their performance to your attention. You never know, they may want to exit sooner than their original offboarding period. I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me what has worked for you to maintain employee engagement after receiving a resignation. If you learned something by watching this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to be alerted when I release my next tutorial style video. Like this video, share it with your friends on social media, and follow me on social media by searching my first and last name. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.